There we go. Okay then. Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yes, there is PT today. We have to do PT because we look like we are getting a little bit out of shape. But before then, let us do the things that are important first, okay? But yes, just to answer the question, there is PT today, okay? My son's taking PT early in the morning, so we're going to take PT early in the morning also, okay? We're gonna knock this out of the park, okay? But before we do any of that, the most important thing is our daily bread, okay? So it's time to get out of bed. Let's get your head right. Okay, let's get up. All right, let's. It's a great day to be alive. It is a day like no other. This day has never been, and believe me, it won't ever come back again. So, but we get that done. So we get out of PT and everything. We'll get back to the uh the important stuff at hand. But PT, there is PT today. Yeah, we're gonna run at least once around the track. Okay, we're gonna run because the airborne wings back there getting kind of lazy up there. They need to get some activity. Okay, but right now, a word of the day, PT. The temperature outside right now, believe it or not, I mean I mean it's a little warm, but nothing that nothing that we cannot handle. I mean, 74 degrees. That's not too warm, but it's good. Anyway, today, what is the weather like? It's going to be a little cooler today than it has been. I've been out there walking them streets. It'd be hot out there. But that's okay. I got to do what I got to do. Clouds and some sun this morning, with more clouds this afternoon. High around 86 degrees. Winds west and northwest at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. On tonight, well, some clouds, low 71, winds light and variable. And on tomorrow, according to the weatherman, a 16% chance of rain, but for today and tomorrow and tonight, about a 15% chance of rain. Okay, so don't go in place. We'll be back after our daily bread with PT. Oh yeah. You got to do it. Yeah, we just got to do it. Okay, hang loose. We'll be right back.
Hi there, and thanks for joining us for today's encouragement from the Our Daily Bread devotional. Our reading is titled The Secret of Contentment, and it was written by Amy Boucher Pye. When Johnny Erickson Tata returned home after suffering a swimming accident that left her a quadriplegic, her life was vastly different. Now doorways were too narrow for her wheelchair, and sinks were too high. Someone had to feed her, until she decided to relearn how to feed herself. Lifting the special spoon to her mouth from her arm splint the first time, she felt humiliated as she smeared applesauce on her clothes. But she pressed on. As she says, my secret was learning to lean on Jesus and say, "Oh God, help me with this." Today, she manages a spoon very well. Johnny says her confinement made her look at another captive, the Apostle Paul, who was imprisoned in a Roman jail, and his letter to the Philippians. Johnny strives for what Paul achieved. I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. Note that Paul had to learn to be at peace. He wasn't naturally peaceful. How did he find contentment? Through trusting in Christ. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. We all face different challenges throughout our days, and we all can look to Jesus moment by moment for help, strength, and peace. He will help us to hold back from snapping at our loved ones. He will give us the courage to do the next hard thing. Look to Him and find contentment. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Philippians chapter 4, verses 10 through 13. I rejoiced greatly in the Lord, that at last you renewed your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned, but you had no opportunity to show it. I am not saying this because I am in need, for I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well-fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to feel joy, even in difficult circumstances. You give us the strength and courage when we feel helpless and weak. When we're discouraged and even afraid of the future, remind us that you are near and that you hold our future in your hands, and we can trust you with it. Thank you. It's in Jesus' name that we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
All right then, and you know what time it is? Okay, it's time to do some a little PT this morning, and then we'll get the blood rolling in the head and everything like that, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about things. We got to do PT. We got to do it. Okay? It's been a long time since I did it, so it is PT time. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I'm all dressed for it this morning. That's right. I'm dressed for it. I just didn't put on my airborne hat or anything like that because I don't want to make you guys jealous. Okay, I'm just saying, So is everybody ready to do PT? Well, let's get on it then. All right then. Okay, is everybody ready? Is everybody okay? First Sergeant, we are ready for PT this morning. Yes, we are. I will be the NCOIC of PT this morning. So let's get on it. Okay. Any sick call this morning? Anybody going on sick call? Anybody going? I mean, you just don't feel like it because you think you're civilian. So you think you can just go because you don't feel good. That means you don't have to do PT. Well, I'm sorry about that. That's them civilians for it. We do PT. We don't in the Army. We don't go to sick call until after we get almost well. Okay. When we're almost well, we go to sick call. That way we don't have to be there so long. I'm just telling you. That's just the way it is, okay? Pay time. Okay, all right. I've been dreading this all night long. I knew this was coming. I knew it was coming. I just got to do it. All right. So, okay, can we do it?
Hard work, hard work.
Oh yeah.
Hard work, hard work. Hard work, work. There you go. Hard work, work. Everybody.
Oh yeah.
Doing it right. Hard work, work, work. That's what they say. Hard work, work, work. Earn my pay. Hard work, work. Hard work. Do it every day. Hard work, work. Get up out of 2:45. Hard work, work. Ready to go and earn my pay. Hard work, work. Put my boots on and lace them up. Hard work, work. Another day to work. Hard work, hard work. That's what they say. Hard work, hard work. I earn my pay. Hard work, work. Move on now. Hard work, got to go make the call. Hard work, banging on the doors in the morning. Hard work, get up and let's go to work. Hard work, hard work. You pack up the shoes. Hard work, hard work. You load them up. Hard work, hard work. Manifest. Hard work, hard work. You gotta do it right. Hard work, hard work. And here we go. Hard work, with the sun. I'm ready to rock. Hard work, hard work. I'm earning my pay. Hard work, hard work. That's what they say. Hard work, hard work. We can win on out. Hard work, we gotta go and do the job. Hard work, load them up on the airplane. Hard work, in the early morning rain. Hard work, hard work. That's what they say. Hard work, hard work. Let me hear. Hard work, hard work. Turn it up. Hard work, hard work. Fire it up. Hard work, everybody on the plane. Hard work, work. Sit them on down. Hard work, hard work. The engines are on. mission is go. Hard work, that's what they say. Hard work, I do it for play. Hard work, I earn my pay. Hard work, where I'm gonna go. Hard work.
Okay, that's enough PT for the morning. Okay, that's enough. I feel you on that one. That was kind of tough. Okay, it's a good thing we only do PT on Monday. And now, let us pay homage to our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and of course, Coast Guard and Space Force. I believe that's part of our. Whew, boy, that PT is tough first thing in the morning, but that's okay. I got it out of the way. Now I'm used to it. So let us. I gotta get me some water. Anyway, whew, I may have to go on sick call. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well and finds you feeling pretty good. If you went through PT with me just now, you know you all are feeling a little better that you didn't fall out. So let me get this done, and then we shall return. Uno momento. Does the Air Force do PT? Anybody know? Oh yeah. Okay. All right. That's enough. We had enough. That's good. That's good. Anyway, my granddaughter was in there. The matter of fact, my grandkids are going to help me out. They're going to help me with my election in a week or so. We're going to be roaming the streets at District 3. If you see me with, okay, first of all, let's understand this real quick because I don't want nobody calling the police on me. My grandkids are the prettiest kids. It is a great day to be alive. And of course it is. Every day is a great day to be alive. The only day that's a bad day is it's a day you don't see. But other than that, it's all good. Okay. So it's a great day to be alive. It's coming up next. So you guys hang loose, and I'll be back, and we'll get to talking about the thing we did yesterday at Alabama State. Some of the candidates, everybody didn't show up. Some people think they don't have to show up. That's cool. You don't have to show up. But I did show up. I actually had an opportunity to wear a suit coat. I looked good yesterday. Okay, maybe not that good, but hey, I did show up. So did I do well? I don't know, because I haven't seen the tape yet. I don't know if I did well or not. Everybody up there was had their own ideas, their own things and stuff they want to talk about. So I talked about mine. So anyway, we'll be back. I'll tell you some of the questions they did ask were interesting questions, though. It wasn't the same old same. Yvette Bullard was out there. My good friend Yvette, who's a well-known radio personality, been around here for years, kind of like me. She did a nice job, professional job. Just, I couldn't tell she's a Democrat or Republican, but I know she's a Democrat because everybody around here is Democrat. But she didn't go that way. She was professional. She was really good at it, and I appreciate what they did yesterday. Mr. I'll tell you who had it. Nettles with Eddles. He's got Eric Nettles, but he has I think they call it. I forgot what they call it. They got a little podcast thing going on there called Nettles, Eddles. Well, anyway, I'll figure out what they called it yesterday, and I'll let you guys know. You guys, because they do a pretty nice conversational thing in their leisure. Something they do to give back to the community. But anyway, so let us go. It's a great day to be alive. So don't go any place. I'll be back, and we'll all talk about these. We'll talk about these things of today.
My grandmother became my first hero. Growing up, my grandmother never used an alarm clock. But every morning, my grandmother would wake up at 4:15. And at 4:16, her feet would hit the floor, usually right in front of my face. And that's what would wake me up. But I would lay there and I would pretend like I was still asleep, because me and 4:15 really didn't get along. But grandma would look at the back of my head. I could feel her staring at me. And then finally she would say, "Now, sugar, grandmama know you ain't asleep. You just supposed to go on and get on up and get ready for school." And my grandmother was known for saying things that would kind of make you a little angry because they made so much sense and you couldn't argue with her. Parents, there's things that when you become parents, you start to say to your own kids. Like my grandmother would say, "Now, son, you knew when you laid down there last night that you had to get up this morning. I don't know why every single morning you lay there and act surprised. You ought to be thankful that the Lord saw fit to wake you up in your right mind." But what my grandmother was encouraging me to do was simply to be grateful for the opportunity. In spite of all that I had been through in my life, she just wanted to make sure that I understood the opportunity that I've been given. My life got started, it was a little rough. It was a little rough start. I was born 2 months premature. My mother was walking up a flight of stairs, and she didn't know this at the time, but a woman she had an argument with earlier was standing above her holding a pot of boiling water. As my mom made her way up those stairs, that woman dumped that water onto my mom and sent her tumbling down the stairs and into premature labor. She received third-degree burns to over 25% of her body. And when we were finally allowed to leave the hospital, as you can imagine, my mom was in a great deal of pain. Those burns just barely missed her face and covered most of the front of her body. So when we got home, she began taking a heavy sedative, pain medication, to help her recover. When she took that medication, it was very difficult for her to watch me, so I would bounce around a lot. I'd stay with my mom for a little bit, and then I'd go stay with grandma, and I'd stay with some neighbors, aunties, and then back to my mother's house. I did that for the first 3 years of my life. When I was 3 years old, I was back at my mom's house, and I got into her purse, I found that medication, I swallowed everything in the bottle. When they found me, they rushed me to the hospital, and my heart would stop, and eventually I went into a coma. But because of that accident, because of that incident, the state of California, they did an investigation. And the conclusion that they came to was that it wasn't an accident. They removed me from my mother's home. I was made a ward of the state, and eventually I went into the foster care system. Shortly after I arrived to one of my foster homes, my foster mom, her name was Miss Alexander. Miss Alexander began locking me inside the closet with no light.
She'd open the closet door, she'd kick me, hit me with a stick or a strap or whatever she had. It was while I was in that foster home that I was sexually abused for the first time in my life. And oftentimes people will ask, if that has to be the worst thing that could happen to someone. I have scars on my body that you can't see. I have a burn here on my hand that she put there with an iron. But all of that pain went away. The worst thing that Mrs. Alexander would do is she would open the closet door, she would stand over me, and she would say, "You're stupid and you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." And that hurt me more than any of the physical kicks or the physical pain because I believed it for a long time. I believed that I would never amount to anything, just like she said. I didn't know this at the time. I found out a little bit later, but my grandmother, my hero, she had started going back and forth to court, trying to prove that she could take care of an active, handsome little boy. And eventually the state of California, they granted her full custody of me. And I'll never forget, I'll never forget standing on Miss Alexander's front porch waiting. She had my little belongings, everything that I had. I remember standing there, it may have only been a half an hour, but it felt like an eternity, and I can remember thinking maybe no one's coming. But after a while, at the end of the block, I see the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. And the car pulls up right in front of the porch, and I remember all I could see are these two big glasses, bifocals. And I found out later that Grandma had glaucoma. She wasn't even supposed to be driving. But she gets out of that big car, and she's got on this white floppy hat with this, it was a flower right there in the middle. And I remember she had on this long white dress that came all the way down to her ankles. And I found out later that, that was Grandma's Sunday best. It was an outfit that she only reserved for special occasions. And I can remember for once in my life feeling like I was some special occasion. I remember jumping into Grandma's arms and squeezing her, and I remember her whispering and saying to me, "Everything's okay. You're family." And everything was okay, just like Grandmother said. And I had a lot to look forward to. I found out that my mom was going to court trying to prove that she could take care of me. And I can remember sitting there with my mother, and we talk, and we had a lot of different conversations. One thing I can remember saying, "Mama, one day when I get big, I'm going to buy you a nice house with a fireplace." I said, "Mama, one day I'm going to buy you a nice car." Not like Grandmama, so get you a nice one. But the truth is, I just really wanted to become a family again. And that's what I looked forward to. When I was 12 years old, I was asleep on my grandmother's floor. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. We get a knock on the door. And it was my mom's roommate. "Miss Howell, come quick." Miss Howell was my grandma. She said, "Come quick, it's Ruth." Ruth was my mom. She said, "I can't wake her up. I think she's dead." And I can remember laying on that floor, kind of wishing it was, hoping that it was maybe a dream. But it wasn't. And that's how I found out that all the hopes and dreams and things that I had to look forward to weren't going to happen. I became very angry. I became confused. I was hurt. I didn't really understand what was happening. I started acting out, hanging out with the wrong people, breaking into houses, started stealing cars. I can remember not really caring what happened to me. I continued that behavior until I was 19. When I was 19, I found myself standing in front of a judge. I was handcuffed, had a chain around my waist, and my handcuffs were attached to that chain. The judge looked at me and says, "The state of California sentences you to 15 years in prison for armed robbery and assault with a deadly weapon." That day, when that door closed behind me for the first time as a convicted felon, I remember standing in that empty cell. I remember my knees started to get weak and they started to shake uncontrollably. I collapsed and I fell to the floor, and I just started crying alone. I can remember hearing voices. Heard the voice of my foster mom saying, "You're stupid, you ain't gonna never amount to nothing." Heard the voice of family members and friends of family that said, "That boy's gonna end up just like his father." My father was a career criminal. He died in prison. I can remember laying there thinking to myself that this is where I'm gonna die. But here's what happened that would change my life. Shortly after I arrived to that prison, there was an educator there. His name was Charles Lyles, 6'3", ex-Marine. And I don't know what it was about me, but every time he saw me, he'd say, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey." And he had this big smile on his face, a smile that my kids would say, "That's creepy." But he smiled and he said, "Hey, Mr. Humphrey, how you doing?" He always called me Mr. Humphrey. He gave me that respect. He walked into my cell. He looked at me and he said, "Mr. Humphrey," he says, "prison doesn't have to be your life." He says, "You can get out of here and you can do great things." He started to walk away, and before he walked out of my cell, he turned around one last time and he says, "Mr. Humphrey?" I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "I believe in you." And he walked out of my cell. And if he had continued to stand there, he would have seen the tears running down my face because no one had ever said that to me. But I remember thinking to myself, I'm going to make some changes and I'm going to change my life. And a little over 4 years after the day I originally collapsed and fell to the floor, I walked out of that prison on parole. That was over 18 years ago. I've never been back other than to mentor and help other people. But here's what I know. I know that when you've had a rough life, when you feel unwanted, I know that when you have hopes and dreams and when you have things that you can look forward to and when you have people in place that support you and push you, I know that that gives you a reason to live. It is a great day to be alive. And that's something that I haven't always said, but now it's something that I say to myself every single day at some point. If I'm having a great day or a bad day, that's something that I say. But what I also understand is that what my grandmother was thanking her higher power for each and every day was for the opportunity that she'd been given. And she never missed an opportunity to tell anyone that would listen, especially me, it's a great day to be alive.
It's a great day. It is a great day to be alive. Who can argue with that? Who can argue? Who can argue? Who can argue with it is a great day to be alive? Time to rise and shine, people. Time to get up and you're still living. No complaints. Won't do you good anyway. But just but my son's done with summer camp. What a quick summer camp. Man, these weeks and days and go by fast, don't you? And he got promoted. I mean, the boy made E4 like it took me on active duty. It took me 3 years to make E4. He made E4 in 18 months. Come on, man. Can I turn my stripes back in and maybe, who knows? Maybe I would have made E7 in the guard. I don't know. But anyway, okay, I would. I talked like that. I couldn't get it. But I almost made E6. And I made it, the list, but I didn't get promoted by the time they retired me. I said, come on, man. Can I go with the new stripes? I said, no. Okay. So in a couple years or so, yeah, my sons got outranked me, and then I had to say with Sergeant Elkins. Okay. But I was talking to myself. I'm just saying that, that's where it goes. Anyway, good morning, everybody. I hope everything's doing right. Now, the race for District 3 is actually on in earnest now. I mean, we've been messing around with it. Okay, now we got to bring out the daggers, the knives, and the insults and the rumors. We got to bring. Although I must admit, I'm surprised that a lot of folks they brought some of that stuff already. Who knows? Maybe when you get a little older, you don't kind of. You try to get it on your own merit. You know what I'm saying? Because I've heard some things. I'm never going to say what they are, but because we don't know. Somebody once said, believe half of what you see, and none of what you hear. And so that's a standard that I live by. Be half what you see, and none of what you hear. Okay. Now there has been all weekend long. I've been catching the blues from people. Okay. Why have I been catching the blues from people? I'm going to show you. I've been catching the blues from people. Now I will admit to you that I didn't know where. I knew where King Hill was. I knew where Newtown was, but I didn't know what they called it until a couple of weeks ago. So, in order to familiarize myself with the district, I'd been riding around, for days, seeing what's in it and what's it like and all that kind of stuff. And well, You find things that you don't plan to find. Okay. And I found something the other day, and I shared it with people on Facebook, and I'm gonna share with you. First of all, let me share some good news. First of all, the Aronde Mitchell and all the people who got together for Saturday's book bag giveaway and things like it was an outstanding event. And if you didn't have an opportunity to go to a multiplex, you should have. And I don't know if they got anything left or anything like that. You got to call Aronde Mitchell and stuff like that and see if they got anything left. But they had hundreds of people up there getting book bags, paper, pencils. I even think I saw some clothes up there. So want to give that man, listen, I'm not saying the rest of them do much or anything, but he and Julie Beard, they be working. That kind of guy I'm gonna be. If I win, they're gonna see me so much they think I live with them. Okay, because that's how you know your people are out there. They can't solve every problem in a day, but I guess some people just want to know that the problem is important enough for you to look into it, and things like that. And I got to give. I mean, I don't, and I think what's the name works pretty good too. Pruitt. But I mean, they're always doing something. But Aronde Mitchell and Miss Beard, Julie Beard. I mean, they be out there. They nobody can complain about them. Okay. I even called Julie Beard yesterday to tell her something, and she picked up the phone. She knew it was me. she didn't even ignore it. So that's pretty good when people take their job seriously, like I will. I really will. I will take you people as part of my family. If I shall be so blessed as to get that job, I'll take you guys as my family. And you don't screw over family. Okay. Unless you were the Browns in South Bend, Indiana, and then they didn't care who they screwed over. That's why we never talked to them. But most of all of us, yeah. But let me show you what I found over the weekend. And I know somebody's going to, I'm not showing this to be narcissistic or anything like that. But these are some of the things that are going on in some of our districts. Now, it was not my responsibility before to look at these things. I had enough to do with looking out after my own house, and not everybody else's house, because I just didn't think about it. If you like somebody said, well, it's a village. Where it don't look like a village to me. It don't look like the village getting together right here. Okay, I'm just telling you. So if you see this right quick here, okay, now this right here. It's a place. I think they call this place Newtown. I think that's what they call it. And right here, they got. You see that right there? That right there. That is that is not a nobody lives there. It's an abandoned trailer, abandoned trash all over the place. I mean this is crazy. I mean, I don't know who. Well, I know who used to be the person who looked out after these people. But I got to tell you, does that look like anybody looking? Does that look like anybody's looking out after these people? And I realize we got a problem with sanitation, with broken down trucks. But that right there, that did not happen in a week. Okay, that didn't happen in a couple of days since they started this new election. That didn't happen. Okay, it looks terrible up there, rats and roaches and stuff like that. When I went up there, I mean, that really abandoned trucks and the trailer back there. I don't know where it came from, but anyway, I went up there because I was looking around and talking to people in Newtown and talking to people in King Hill and talking to people. I talk to people everywhere. Of course, talking to people ain't no big deal. I talk to people all the time. But anyway, and now people getting in my case. Why are you getting on my case? I don't represent that area, But I tell you one thing: I can guarantee you that if I get elected, and there are a lot of people running, so you never know who's going to get elected right now. That won't be there long. Okay, that will not be there long. If I got any authority whatsoever, that won't be there long. Okay, I mean, because when you see this kind of thing, it lets you know that people are just being ignored. And there's a for District 3, there's a generation of people who were here before I was and who went through hell, and now sometimes it seems that we have forgotten them. Those just old people up there. Hell, I'm an old person too. Okay, not as old as some of them, but I hope to get there. And so that just don't make no sense right there. I mean, it's like the what do you call that? The sanitation, the place where they take garbage. Okay, the place where they take garbage, and people just drop it there. I mean, we got mobile homes, outwork trucks right there, and all kind of things. I'm just saying. So if I should get elected, that won't be there. Okay, and it's a shame that that's there. Somebody need to call the sanitation department. Well, I'll be calling. Okay, I'll be calling because I didn't find this till this weekend. Didn't know it was up there. And I was talking to so many old people up there. Older people up there because I'm old too. Well, so from now on, I got to say older people up there who really feel as though they have been forgotten. And they're the reason. Those people up there, especially the older class people in District 3, those are the people who are responsible for the sacrifices that allow me to do what I do and a lot of you to do what you do in this city. They're partly responsible since we do our we do celebrate our heritage. So hold on a minute. Don't hang up. I'll be right back with you. But we do celebrate this first black mayor and all that stuff. First black whatever. Well, there would be no first nothing had it not been for that generation. Okay, had it not been for that generation, and we owe them something. We owe them something. I don't know. We owe them something. We owe them. Well, we owe them concern. Is what we owe them. We owe them. They shouldn't have to live like this. Okay, that shouldn't be in their neighborhoods. We owe them something. We do. We'll get to whatever that is. We need to hurry up and get it done. Okay. I just thought I would show that to you because I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw at all. Okay, now let me see if I can get it. Didn't like what I saw at all. And there's other places up there too that have issues like that. All right, hold on. Let me see if Don's gonna say something that is that's interesting this morning, or is it just gonna be another pain in the butt? Let me see here. Yes, Don. Oh, wait a minute. Don. Oh, well, I must have got, he must have left. I don't know where he went. Don. Oh, Don. Okay, he'll call back. Trust me, he will. Anyway, so good morning. And those are the kind of things right there that just kind of disturb me. I went. Yes, Don.
You hung up on me when you
No,
changed the music up. Yeah, you did.
No,
so
I did not. I put you on hold.
Yeah, but then when you went back to me, it hung up.
Oh, okay.
So they don't need to argue about it. Before you run for a job, you ought to find out what the job is.
I already knew what the job was.
You have zero authority to do anything with that crap.
That is not true. Nope. That is not
absolutely true. You have no authority to do nothing.
We do have some authority as a city council.
You don't.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
It's not an executive branch.
According to Act 618.
It's not an executive branch.
I don't care what you say.
I don't care what you say because you're completely wrong.
If you'll just be quiet for a minute and let me explain something.
No, why am I going to listen to stupidity?
Because you don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let me tell you what it does.
Let me move on. I want to talk about something else.
No. You're not going to tell me I'm wrong and then say no. According to Act 618, any city council person, okay, any city council person may impose an investigation into any department of the city. Okay, and that right there needs an investigation of why, with all the garbage trucks we got running around Montgomery, why are these people up there living in trash? So yeah, a city councilman doesn't have any power to pass a law, but they certainly have power to investigate any department of the city, any department. So now, if you don't know what you're talking about, then shut up. Boy, Yes. Yes.
If you hear the noise, I got the guys on top of the house doing the roofing work. So
Okay.
in case your ears get bumpy a little bit,
Mm.
we deserving an apology, Kevin.
For what?
As the American people, all of us deserve an apology from the White House.
Why is that?
Huh?
Why is that?
I mean,
I don't care what happened to the White House.
The Department of Justice came out. You know, this man's life they tried to ruin. Talking about he cut that damn pool or the reflective pool up there in Washington.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Are you aware that they came back and said it was them and blocked the construction job?
Yeah. I don't care though. It's a pool.
But Kev, hold a minute, Kevin. This man's life.
Okay.
Was drugged through the mud. Okay.
Brother, we got black
and
folks.
See how me you see how I end up talking over you. See how you just coming in. I'm trying to make a point.
Wait a minute. We had people been in jail for 27 years and 39 years. Those are the people we owe an apology in this country. It's because they talked about him a little bit. So what? Okay. So what? So that they talked about him a little bit.
Why you don't care?
I don't.
Why?
His life, because he gonna get paid. He gonna be on TV shows. He gonna get.
I know that, but what I'm saying now, this is your president of the United States, Kevin.
Okay, and
straight up lying on this man.
Nobody said he was perfect.
Straight up lied on this man.
I done lied on some people. You didn't lie. So what?
So see how you try to dodge the question.
But have you ever lied on anybody?
Yeah, I'm not the president. But Kevin, listen to me. No, I ain't never lied to nobody. Hell no, I ain't never lied to nobody before. I don't know. I ain't got no reason to lie to nobody. Shit. For what? I ain't never lied to nobody. I ain't lied to nobody.
Okay.
I ain't lied on Trump. But let me go and say what I need to say. Can I say something without being interrupted by you, sir? I know that you're cult leader and everything, and you can't stand about talking about him. But can I get this out?
Get to the point, though. Don't give me the whole.
The point is, Kevin, is this man owed all us an apology because he thought we was that damn stupid to believe it. See, when I heard the story, they just like that. That goes along with it. Damn, you're getting shot. I don't believe that until this day. Okay. I don't believe nobody tried to shoot him or kill him, period. Any of those times. None of those times.
That's when you and
now, because you know why? I'm intelligent enough to smell bullshit a mile away, dude. I got some wide nostrils, Kevin. I can smell some stuff now.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, but this man came out. He still after this lady that he hired came out and said that the so-called expert professional, the best he hired to do the pool, blocked his job.
Wait, get on something else. I don't care nothing about that.
This man, no, it's important, Kevin, because that affects all of us. How can we believe what come out of this man's mouth from now on? How can we believe what come out of his mouth?
Listen, my life is not my life. Appreciate it. My life is not going to get lost because of what's his name. And everybody talking about this is private property. It may be private property, but it affects everybody in that area. It may be private. I don't know if it's a private property or not. I don't think because our homes, we can't put anything up in our homes because it's private property. Dr. Joe, what's up?
Okay, well, let me respond to your buddy Duke. Did we ever get an apology from any of the Democrats about lying on Joe Biden's mental capacity for 4 years? Did we ever get an apology for that?
No, I don't think we got any apology for that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me move on. You're talking about people being armed.
Mm-hmm.
The concealed carry. Did you see what happened in Twin Falls, Idaho this weekend at a burger joint?
Yeah, I see. Again, we need to modify the Second Amendment. I don't know how.
Oh, so they're going to throw a hamburger at that guy with a gun then, right?
No, I hear you. And you listen, you make a good point.
French fries. Do they need to throw French fries at him? Or maybe the grease that's in the that fried the French fries.
And I hear
you. They need to do?
I hear. But you see what happens when everybody carries a gun?
Well, you see what happened when when they go to get a hamburger and they encounter a guy with a gun? They stopped him, didn't they?
Right. There's no doubt.
Admit it.
Right,
they stopped him, didn't they?
There's no doubt that
two good guys with a gun stopped this guy. That's why I need to carry a gun.
I agree, but the proliferation of people carrying guns has gone up.
Is why that you need that law-abiding citizens like me need to be able to carry a gun.
I would agree if we can only make sure that only people carry it are law-abiding citizens, but we can't.
Well, we got laws against people that aren't law-abiding citizens,
and that don't stop them.
Yeah, and by the way, did you see where the guy in Montgomery? The judge let him out. 90 minutes later, what did he do?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what the hell.
What did he do?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know exactly what he did, but I saw.
He let him out. He was already accused of a serious crime. 90 minutes later, after he's out, and listen, I guarantee you this: when Tuberville becomes governor, he's going to call some of these damn judges out.
What is wrong with some? A couple of weeks ago, another guy was already on parole. He got out, went out, and shot somebody else.
Listen. The answer to cutting down on crime: keep these criminals
in jail
behind bars.
Absolutely. I don't. We got a sad sack party going on. I mean, you let them out, and they're young folks. They don't care nothing about law.
Well, exactly. That's why I say that I need to carry a gun. They don't care. But I'm a law-abiding citizen. I care about my life.
Yeah, well, I care about mine and yours too. But I just don't know the answer. I don't know.
I do. It's called Smith. Two answers: Smith and Wesson. I'll let you go. I'll let you go. Bye.
Or Colt 45 or Beretta. I mean, one of those. I don't understand why judges will allow these people out of jail just to go out and create carnage and have a disdain for the law. I don't understand it. We need to find out who they are and call them out. Because this don't make no. They put everybody's life in danger. Call me next hour. You know, I had enough of you for 1 hour already. One call an hour. Let you go as long as you need to, but one call an hour. Forget that stuff. I can talk enough for all of us. So anyway, this is private property. Well, I don't care about it being private property. You can't do, because it's private property. I guarantee you cannot do. If I put a KKK sign in my yard because it's my private property, do you think there's going to be a consequence? Do you think it is going to be a consequence just because it's private property that people won't get upset at that? Of course not. You can't do all kind of things because it's private property. And the way this area looks up there in Newtown, it's a shame and a disgrace. And not only that, this is not something that was done in the last 2 days or the last 2 months or the last 2 years. This is stuff that's been up there for a long time. Attorney Reed, what's up?
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
So what is this thing about someone, I didn't hear about this, I've been gone for a while. 90 minutes later, somebody got out and did something. What is that about?
I think they hurt somebody or shot somebody or something. Yeah. And a couple.
Do we even know does anybody know what the facts are?
Couple months. Well, yeah. Wait a minute. A couple months ago, and I forgot exactly which judge did it. She let somebody out, and then they went out a little bit out and did the same thing he was in jail for, the attempted murder. So these guys, they don't care anything about. Why are we letting them out? As a matter of fact, there's a little. Wait a minute. I know there's a little thing.
Go ahead.
There's a little thing called civil rights and all that stuff. But the law changed a couple of years ago when a state legislator said you can give people bonds up to $1.5 million. Why aren't we doing that? Why aren't these crazy ass judges doing that? Why are they letting these people to get out and heap upon us?
Well, I think it's I think of a couple of things. There's a little thing called a presumption of innocence that exists in this country now.
And you're already in jail.
Like
You're already in jail. They let you out, and you do something else.
That's for one thing, Kevin. Just because you post bond on you make bail on one thing because somebody said you did something, we have due process in this country. Now, if y'all want to turn this, if y'all want to get rid of the Constitution and turn this into North Korea, okay, that's what you want, or China. Okay.
Wait a minute. If I can
hold on. Hold, because you're not gonna have it both ways. All right. You're not gonna be able to pick and choose and try to weave your way through the things that you want and things you don't and apply it retroactively or apply it in a way that you can get this person and not that person. When you have rules, you have rules. When you have a process, you have a process. If you don't have that process, then you don't have it. If you want we have to change the Constitution, change so many things. But I told you a long time ago, crime can pretty much be stopped in about 48 hours to 72 hours in the United States. It won't take long. Okay? All you got to do, hold on, no, listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is what you give it to them. If you want them to give it to you. Now, if you want martial law, okay, if you want to suspend habeas corpus, if you want to get rid of the Bill of Rights, then you can stop it. We will arm the police, okay? We'll arm the police. We will sentence. We will give them the power of summary judgment and the death penalty on the spot. So when they catch you, they will try you. Okay, they will charge you, try you, and sentence you on the spot. For all these conservatives who get up here and gripe about how long it takes to go through on the death penalty, and all these folks who get up here whining and crying, we'll do this on the spot. What they think is that they are not going to be the ones to get their asses kicked, and that's not true. Okay, when the government goes this far, everybody's going to get it. They just used to be in a position where they don't get their asses kicked. But that ass whooping is coming. Okay?
Well, it's
going to come. You won't have the protections that you have.
Well, hell, we don't have much protection now.
You do. You do have it. And the one thing about the news is sensationalized. The only thing that's selling right now is bad news. There are plenty of people who are charged with crimes who simply didn't do it. When I was PD for the city of Montgomery, there was a young lady who came down there. It's a small thing. Let me see what she did. She said that her boyfriend grabbed her around the neck, choked her, and did some things. Right. This guy denied it. But Amita read like strong arm robbery and attempted rape. And I was trying to figure out how the city even had jurisdiction over it. So Judge Les Hayes was the judge then. And I just pulled her to the side and asked her, which of these things, tell me about what happened. She rolled her eyes and looked at me and she said, none of it did. And I said, excuse me. She goes, none of it happened. I said, you made this up. All right. She just said, yeah. Because he wouldn't answer his phone. Okay. Now,
did we put her in jail? Did we put her in jail?
Well, he says, and Judge Hayes didn't do it. He lectured the hell out of her.
Oh, hell.
He did do that.
That's the problem.
He didn't do it. She walks out and here's what she said. That doesn't matter because all I got to do is say he hit me. He'll be back in here tomorrow. Okay.
And that's a weakness of a judge too. That's a weakness of a judge too.
It's not the weakness of the judge, Kevin. It is our system, what our system allows us to do and what allows us not to do because it protects all of us.
Right, but our system, our system gives the judges the authorities to impose up to $1.5 million bonds.
For certain crimes,
shooting people and killing people and attempted murder should be one of those crimes, and they rarely do it.
Kevin, that's not true. I'm in there all the time. That's not true.
How many people get a $1.5 million bail?
Kevin, I don't represent all of them, and I don't know necessarily who does them. Some of y'all been in the courtroom.
Do you know any of them? You know anybody got a 1.5 since the law got passed?
Yes, yes, I've seen that. I can't tell you who the defendant was because it's happening so frequently now you can't keep up with it.
Well, they need to do it for all of them. But they need to do it for all of them.
Well, yeah, you can't do it because there's a little, and while the bail schedule lets you do that for certain crimes or certain things, okay?
But those are all the crimes we talk about. We ain't talking about shoplifting now. We talking about people who are in jail for attempted murder should get a $1.5 million bond. They let them out and they're going, because they don't get that big a bond, they let them out and they're going back to do the same old habits.
Well, some. Now let me come back and answer what you just said. 1.5 could be that. It depends on what it is. Okay, it depends. And these judges are charged with that, whether they're black, white, Republican, or Democrat. They're all charged with looking at through their experience and through what they understand the facts to be as presented at that point in time. But we also have a provision that says there's no excessive bail in this country. All right. That's the Eighth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. I forget it's Article 1. I don't know if it's Article 1, Section 5. I can't remember. Of the Alabama Constitution, but we have an excessive bail provision as well. Well, you can't do that because that defeats the presumption of innocence. Anybody simply accused, okay? A lot of people don't know that even for capital murder, bail is allowed because we have due process here. Now, it says the only way it's not allowed is what the courts call evident or presumption great. Then a judge could do it. But it defeats the purpose of having due process and presuming someone's innocent if you fashion bail to a point where they simply cannot get out. They simply cannot defend themselves.
But who cares if they can't get out? Who cares?
Yeah, no. If you didn't do it, I care. And you should care.
No, not anymore. Too many young people are dying in this city, across this country. I don't care. Put them in jail and let them rot.
Then do something with the tools, all right? Then do something with guns. Now, you touched on something. I give you credit when you touch on it. You cannot ignore the proliferation of weapons in this country on the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment has outlived its usefulness.
It certainly needs to be modified.
I heard what Dr. Jones said. The Second Amendment says this, okay? And the Second Amendment existed before we had a standing army.
Right.
It existed before we had a National Guard.
Yeah.
Right. It existed before. So the whole point of the Second Amendment was because we weren't a United States then. We were just simply independent free states. So that amendment is really tailored to having a militia, which makes sense to me, but it was not meant to arm the civilian population. Just generally speaking, that's not the point of that amendment.
But again, the standard according to the law, if that judge thinks that a person is a danger or menace to our communities, then they can impose that high bond. They rarely
they can. Kevin, that's not true. I'm telling you it's not true. Okay. Now, I welcome you or anybody else to come down and pick a courtroom on any day. Okay, just call down and find out who's doing first calls, as we call them, first calls or first appearances. Call these folk down there and go down and see for yourself. But it's unfair for some people who are not down there to talk about what doesn't happen in the courtroom. They simply never been in.
Because when we find out about it, it's because they have reoffended, and now we hear about it.
Yes, and that's because that gets clicks to the web page, and people get paid when you click it.
I mean, if he did it, he did it.
Well, I'm not saying it's necessarily true. You don't know who did it. I'm representing the guy right now on a capital murder case. This was a capital murder case, okay? And the police admit he never fired the gun. The person who actually fired has already admitted that he was the one who did it and nobody else did. And he's still charged with capital murder. They didn't find his fingerprints on the gun. The person who actually shot the person said, I'm the one who did it because he came to my house. These other guys had nothing to do with it. And they're still charged.
So when does the safety of our citizens come before the inconvenience of a guy who's already did one crime, and now we're going to let him out again? When does the safety of the citizens come first?
It does come first, Kevin. But in a republic, in our society, there's certain freedoms that you have, okay? And a byproduct of those freedoms is that people will do stupid stuff. The judges again, this goes back to my days of being PD. I remember certain judges who would say that they would not, like in Alabama, you have the right to be released on a recognizance bond, okay? That's the first thing. Not even a pay bond, just a recognizance. And if the state cannot prove that a recognizance bond will bring you back to trial, then they can get bail, a surety to do it. That's the layman's way of saying that. And I remember the judges saying, particularly in the, right after the OJ stuff, and when domestic violence was very, very popular, what I call, I don't know how, not because it's not hot anymore, but it is, because it still is. But I'm saying, well, that was the late 90s, through the early and mid 2000s. I remember the judges saying that they didn't want to let anybody out on a recognizance bond for the very thing you just said, which is that they were afraid somebody would get out and go back and beat up the person that they did. So that was the reason they couldn't. Not that they weren't going to show up for jail, not that they weren't entitled to it under the law, but it was the judicial fear. And I'm saying what's happening now is there's been a lot of judicial fear. A lot of people are pushing this fear down. And yes, it can happen, but and in some cases
it does happen. It ain't not.
Hold on.
It
But
does
a lot of times, Kevin, a lot of times it does not happen. Now, judges, so far as my 30 years of practicing, I've watched judges revoke bails when they've got cause. Okay, I've also watched them not do it when sketchy people said sketchy things about folks just to control them. Okay, because that happens too. Okay, we watch one thing about the prison system. When you're on parole and you're in prison and you get arrested, nobody, the prison system doesn't care if those charges are dropped against you or you're exonerated. Someone accuses you. If you get picked up, generally that parole is going to be revoked. Okay.
Well, here's one right here. On July the 29th, last week, a man out on bond for 2023 murder, okay, was out on bond again. So I mean,
the charge by itself, Kevin, is just merely an accusation. There's no proof in the charge. There's no proof.
So until he actually killed somebody, when he killed somebody, then he gets charged.
Hold on, but you don't know what those facts are. I just told you, I'm representing the guy, not Montgomery County, another county, okay, who is charged with capital murder. Listen very carefully to what I say. Capital murder, okay? That's his charge. Now, based on what you're saying, he should have a $1.5 million bail or no bail at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay? Simply because of the charge, okay?
Yeah.
Because of the charge, not because of what the facts are or lack thereof, but you're simply saying that the charge itself ought to do it, no questions asked.
Well, I'm going to assume. Well, I'm not going. I'm going to assume that we don't just put people.
Okay, stop right there. We don't
without any proof at all.
No, so we don't. So I keep saying the accusation is not the proof. What are the facts? And I'm saying the judges listen to actual facts. What actually happened here? Okay, what actually happened here? Like I said, my guy was charged with capital murder. I got the grand jury. I don't know. But my client was charged with capital murder along with 3 other people. Okay? One of those folks has already admitted that he did it, that no one else did it. Okay? And he claims self-defense. All right? Now, he's represented by somebody else. Now, when the police were asked, well, why did you charge me, my client? Well, I just don't believe the other guy did it by himself. That's what the officer said. Well, I just don't believe he did it. Now, the officers were witnesses. They didn't see anything. They don't have any fingerprints on the gun. Okay? They can't tie the guns to my guy. But he's still sitting there. Now, do you see how ridiculous that is? Okay? But he lost his job. Okay? He lost his house. Okay? That's what he did. That's what happened to him. He lost his car. He lives with his mom now, because he got put in jail under some ridiculous ass bond.
Well, I think what we would
but
there's a safeguard. There's a safeguard there too. Also, I think it's just like when you put them.
Yeah, it's called having a damn good lawyer who keeps at it.
Yeah,
it convinces the judge ultimately to lower the bail bond. Of course, once you lose your job, I can't go back to your boss.
Well, there's too many instances where people in this city are out on bond for one crime and they're committing the same crime again, and now they're back in jail on it. I don't know what.
And they're back in jail, Kevin, and the court is going to hear it. And if there's some evidence that they did something, okay, not just somebody saying they were there, which happens a lot in Montgomery. Bill said you were there, okay. Facebook said you were there, okay. But if there's some sort of evidence, these judges are actually listening to it and they're acting accordingly because people are being held. But this is not pre-crime. Everyone wants to put crime out there and think that police officers who are a response unit, okay, not crime prevention, they're a response. It's socioeconomic things to get into crime prevention. But police officers respond to crime and they investigate it. They don't stop it.
Yeah.
Okay? That's not what happens. And so these folks get here. So it's not going to be, you can have 10,000 police, it's not going to stop anything because people who do it act in the moment.
Yeah.
And when you have volatile people All right, this is for Dr. Joe and everybody else. When you have volatile people, okay, who have mental health issues or whose issues don't even rise to the level to be clinically diagnosed with anything, but they're just angry. And when you have weapons at your disposal and you get angry, that's what's happening here. People are going to use them. This goes back to your point about the proliferation of this.
Well,
guns are with people like chewing gums with folks. They're just all over the place. When people get pissy enough with you, look at the road rage incident.
Right, but it's my.
How many of these road rage? Hold on.
Stupid.
How many of these road rage incidents would happen? Would happen when people are shooting out of cars if the guns weren't there?
Yeah, road
and they
rage.
call themselves law-abiding citizens. They're always law-abiding citizens until they're not.
Yeah, road rage it's a psychological disorder. That's all I can think about.
Listen, a lot of these folks who get in these road rage incidents don't have any criminal backgrounds. They're all law-abiding citizens, Kevin, until they're not.
And then we need to throw the book at them, depending on how serious crime is.
Well, I mean, you can go to your legislature and decide what the sentencing can be. You can do all that. Okay, that's fine and dandy. Yeah. What I'm saying is that it's really you can't predict what somebody's going to do in the future. When people get out on bail for a crime, they're entitled to that. Okay. Now they're saying you can hold people on the first time you can do it. But I think judges are doing the right thing.
If that's true, then why in the world do judges take your past into consideration when it comes to sentencing?
I'm going to say the question.
Well, what you did before holds weight in courtroom when you're going to be sentenced.
What about it?
So why do they get to use your past, but you tell me not to use people's past? You know, I mean,
no, that's not what I'm saying. Judges do that even in bail situations, even when no matter what the bail is. They look at, okay, have you been accused of any crime? If you've been accused, have you shown up? Because that's the first thing. Bail is for release, it's not for confinement.
I got some other folks who want to talk, but it's always good to talk to you, Joe. I got to give you your own section on here to let people ask you questions.
No problem.
Everybody's complaining. Hey, how often did you get a lawyer for free?
Nobody wants to hear that mess for that long a time. But let's start off to begin with presumption of innocence he brought up. That's not what bail is for. Bail doesn't do anything against your presumption of innocence. Bail is to make sure you show back up to court. And then you look at everybody's in fully. Then he's going to talk about, well, I'm representing somebody who didn't pull the trigger. Well, I don't know why he would bring that up. It's called a conspiracy. You go commit a crime and somebody's murdered, you're guilty of it too. So he won't say who the case is, but I guarantee you they were robbing, doing something to somebody, and somebody was killed. But let's talk what I tried to talk to you about to begin with. Affordability. What's the Durham thing, right? Affordability. Willie Durham. Affordability. Afford to be able to do something. Groceries. Price of groceries are too high, aren't they?
Depends on what your zip code is.
What might have to do with the price of groceries? I went to Publix yesterday and they're having to pay an off-duty cop to stand up there to stop the stealing and crap that goes on in a grocery store, because we only have 180 cops if we got that many. Well, you heard the mentality.
Why don't they hire their own cops? Why don't they hire?
They do. That's why groceries goes up. You got to pay them, don't you?
Well, I realize that, but again,
and you got to do it because of them. You go in a store and steal all you want because there ain't no cops in the city of Montgomery. You just heard the mentality of the Reeds. It don't matter if you get the other cops. People want to do something, they're going to do it. That's the mentality of them. That's why they don't want cops. You know, but bail is to make sure someone comes to court. It doesn't have anything with their presumption of innocence. And the one he kept talking about, they didn't pull the trigger. He didn't pull the trigger. The cops didn't pull the trigger. How about did he admit to robbing, stealing, cheating, or whatever he was done where somebody was murdered? That's why he's up for. Tell us who it is so we can look him up, Joe. Find out what he's done.
All right. Okay. I hear you. Well, I'm not part of that system. Thank God. I've never been almost became part of it though. But I don't understand. I mean, if a guy in there for attempted murder, he ought to pay more than $50,000 bond or bail, whatever bail bond. I don't exactly know the difference between one of them. I think bail. I don't know how it works, but I know these bail bonds people. I guess they put up the money, and you gotta, and they get 10% of the money. Something I don't know. Fortunately, I don't really know how it works. I just know the more. It seemed like to me the more serious crime that you do, it seemed like to me that your bail would be higher. In theory, you would think that people would want to secure you behind bars rather than let you loose on the street. Like that one child here not so long ago died because she got shot in her own bed. I don't know. Anyway, again, schools. I think school starts next Monday. I think teachers going back this week. And hey, it's coming tomorrow? Rita Pearson. Okay. Rita Pearson is coming tomorrow. Well, y'all be ready for it. Okay. I'm just telling you, be prepared. Dr. Joe.
So you're going to play my favorite person, Rita Pearson?
Yeah. I tried to do that at the beginning of school every year.
Okay. Do I get 15 minutes like Joe Reed did?
Well, if you're interested, you do.
Well, I'm always interested. Let me tell you why Joe Reed's full of shit.
Okay.
I put on your post there that people lied about Joe Biden's mental capacity, and he.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on, Steve. I'll get you in a minute. Okay, go ahead, Dr. Joe.
All right. So Joe Scarborough said that his capacity was great the day before the big debate that Joe was all confused about and didn't even know if he was there or not. His press secretary, the gay black gal, she said that she couldn't keep up with him. He was in such great shape.
Oh yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And who else? Kamala said he's always been in good mental capacity when she talked to him. So there's three people, Kevin.
Mm.
See, Joe Reed deals in ass facts. I deal in real facts. Okay? So there you go.
Okay.
I don't need 15 minutes to get my point across, by the way.
Okay. Hey, appreciate it. Simpler days.
Morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
I would just like to first say that when you get out and ride around in Montgomery, other than downtown, you will see certain things just like things you talked about.
Yeah, I do. I've seen some. I've seen some.
It isn't as rosy and rainbows as some people want to lead us to believe. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's for another topic, another show. Just wanted to respond to 50 Cal Joe. Can I?
Go right ahead.
Well, if I was on a jury or being picked for a jury and they asked me, did I know anything about the case? Well, I've heard some stuff on the radio, but I don't know. I just don't know if he should be putting it out there on the radio about not a case that's in the past or some other case, but a case he's actively involved in. I mean, it might prejudice the jury if somebody heard that stuff. But anyway, that's just me. But there was a municipal court judge by the name of Judge Massey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know.
And I stood before him with a defendant and his victim, and he had the option of giving him 120 days in jail or releasing him on his own recognizance. And that's what Attorney Reed, 50 Cal Joe, was talking about. Well, he released him on a Thursday. I pleaded with him not to do it. I had a case file big as a New York telephone directory of past criminal offenses, including the one he was standing before him. But he released him, and on Sunday night, he killed his 3 children and killed himself. The Robinsons, Eric Robinson,
killed his 3 children, and then Ken would have killed his wife, but she hid in the bathroom. But judges have discretion. And sometimes judges...
That was not so long ago. How long ago was that?
Oh, that was a little while back.
Okay. That's not the one.
A while back. But they lived over on Irish Lane. And, you know, they were frequent flyers in our office, and I had a really special relationship with Eric Jr. He was, you know, 3 kids were 4, 8, and 10. He headshot all 3 of them. And he would have been sitting in municipal jail with a 120-day sentence hanging over his head. But Judge Massey decided to release him on his own recognizance. So sometimes that always doesn't work out.
Well, it certainly didn't work out for them.
No, and just remember, I mean, I went to the funeral. It was one of the worst things I'd ever been involved in. But
yeah,
sometimes we you know, we want to hold police officers. We want to hold everybody in the system. But judges have discretion, and they can do things within their power. But for whatever reason, whether it's politics, whatever, they elect not to. Have a good day, Mayor.
I hear you. As a matter of fact, like you know that guy down in Louisiana shares my name. So that he shot his 7 kids, and I had to go on the internet real quick. Tell him he ain't really to me. You know, I mean, my Lord, how does somebody kill their children? I don't have a clue. How do you do that? How do you kill your own?
We want to hold everybody in the...
Yeah. How do you kill your own child? How do you do that? How is that humanly possible? Yeah, Joe.
No, normally I don't do this kind of stuff, but once I hear dickheads like Dr. Joe call in and say stupid stuff, I'll come back and say some things, is what I'll say. I don't have any ass backwards. My facts are what they are. He's just a dumb son of a bitch who can't figure out that Donald Trump can say that he didn't hire Fauci and gave him the Medal of Freedom, and then come back on him. He'll also stupid enough to say that Joe Biden didn't have his mental capacity. Nobody lied about that. That's some garbage from right wing news and right wing news. It's the same garbage, conservative bullshit.
Okay, I hear it. I hear it. I got to get some more calls, but I understand. I'm gonna bring you on, let you just come on and get it off your chest, Joe. I'm with you. We got to do that for you. Again, let me see what else is going on. Now here's some good news. Good news about school. Good news about school. And there's a new high school, at least a new sort of special kind of high school coming to Montgomery. If it has an Oprah, it's CIA. How an appropriate acronym for this school. High school, they're going to teach people how to do high-paying tech jobs inside Montgomery's new Cyber Academy. CIA. What an interesting school. It's called Montgomery Public Schools' new Cybersecurity Intelligence Magnet Academy. Okay, get to that in a second. Yo.
Now, Calvin.
Didn't I talk to you a few minutes ago?
No, you talked to me the first hour, son. But
Okay.
you know, other people have called back several times. You let them talk, actually, too. You gonna let me talk this time, or you gonna talk over me?
Well, if you're saying something makes sense,
No. What I'm saying, you gotta talk about what they want to talk about. I mean,
but it makes sense.
Simple Dave talked about all this stuff makes sense. I talk about, you don't want to hear it, but you talks about on this show all the time that, you know, raising kids start from home, and you know,
and it does,
and parents got to set an example and all that, right?
Don't you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, but you don't know where you're not gonna like where I'm going with this. See, you try to dictate what the hell I want to say sometimes. I want to take this to the White House. We got a White House
We ain't
that
got nothing to do. We ain't got
we
nothing to
look
do with
at.
that. We ain't got nothing.
No, Cal. See. That's
No,
what I'm
I
saying.
don't even want to. You want to get on Trump?
But my point is that you talking about people being released by judges, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got a president that released these criminals that broke into the Capitol and just killed police and all the above. Okay, he pardoned all these individuals, Calvin. Then he won't pay the damn sorry ass people.
That was a political move, and they did no.
Calvin, regardless, Calvin.
The Constitution said
you want to make a damn excuse. Why you make a damn excuses for everything Trump does?
The Constitution said you have a right to redress grievances.
Why in the hell you make excuses for every damn thing Trump does?
Do you know that part of the Constitution which said you have a right to redress grievances?
Calvin, answer my question.
Do you know about that one? Do you know about that part?
Calvin,
the Constitution gives you the right to redress grievances against your government. And that's what those people were doing.
So when black people go out there and do these kind of crimes, do they get this same kind of money?
Redress grievances into your government.
They get the same kind of money Trump want to give these people.
Again, I think that a lot of them people got screwed.
When people been put in prison and got out 20 years later, do they get this kind of money? Did John D. McMillan get that kind of money?
They ought to. They absolutely ought to get paid. Did
the White House offer that kind of money up?
Well, I don't. Murder is not a federal crime. Each state determines where the murder thing, not the federal government.
So what you're trying to tell me, Calvin, is those people that broke into the Calvin didn't break the damn law?
No.
Huh?
No, they didn't.
When they went and beat the hell out of police and
show me a police that they beat the hell out of. Show me one.
They killed one of them.
No, they did not. The guy had a heart attack.
Yeah, do your damn homework. Okay. But we got these people trying to lock this man up. You didn't want to talk about the first hour, damn it. But they wanted to have arrested this guy.
What?
Saying that he destroyed this stupid food, okay?
Okay, but I don't care about that.
But Calvin, he got caught in a lie with that one, and he wants to still ride that damn lie.
And again, I'm gonna leave that to people.
After his lady person came out and said it didn't happen, Calvin said Trump hired some cheap labor.
Yeah.
Must have hired some DEI white guys to do it instead of some intelligent Mexicans or blacks to do the damn job. It would have been done right to start with.
And again, here's what I've learned: you never know the whole story unless you know the whole story. And they
say they had all the damn facts, Calvin. They came out and said Trump said he had. They showed they showed you and all the Fox News people that. What the hell y'all said?
We can't even get the whole
came out.
Wait a minute. We can't even get all the facts. If somebody went to Publix and stole the sandwich, we can't. We don't know all the facts. We hardly ever know.
But Calvin, you ride the hell out of all the facts when these other callers call in, and you don't question every damn thing they say. Why you question every damn thing I say?
Because a lot of things you say is illogical.
Why this shit they say ain't illogical?
Well, I grade your
I'm going on facts, Calvin. The facts is that they lied on this man, saying this man destroyed this stupid ass food with a fucking knife, Calvin. And you knew damn well that didn't happen when this damn story came out.
Listen,
just like Trump, you didn't get shot because it wasn't burned up.
I don't even care about what happened.
I know you don't care, but damn it, you sitting here want me to. You want us to care about this other shit coming out of other folks' mouth on these shows.
I'm worried about Montgomery right now, not what's going on in Washington D.C.
Well, no, he got hit and acting and stuff too. Sometimes you don't say, oh, "Damn, I'm the word."
Okay, I ain't mad at you, but that's okay. All right.
I ain't mad at you either. I'm just putting you in your place. You're a damn hypocrite when you come to your callers sometimes.
You got TDS.
No. Yeah, this damn news going on right now. This man lied on. These people lied on this man.
You got TDS.
And it doesn't mean a damn thing to you. But y'all talked about Joe Biden a while ago. That ain't talking about local stuff, is it?
Well, but Joe Biden.
You let them carry on about Joe Biden a while ago, didn't you? Uncle Joe and all the rest of them talked about Joe Biden. But it's all right to talk about Joe Biden, ain't it, Kevin?
He never should have been president of the United States.
But what I'm saying, why can't I talk about Trump?
You can say what you want to say about him.
What the hell you bitching about it then? Let me go on.
I'm
All right.
ready to go now. I'm ready to go now. You talk long enough. You could just say the same thing. So I mean, we love you anyway. Don't get me wrong. Anyway, talking about this new high school in Montgomery. It's a new magnet school. A new school with non-traditional curriculum is set to open in Montgomery soon, in less than 2 weeks. Now, welcoming more than 140 students, not a whole lot of students, but 140 students to the Montgomery Public School System's new Cybersecurity Intelligence Magnet Academy, otherwise known as CIA, Central Intelligence Agency. I'm just winking my eye on that right there. Anyway, and I think it's about time. I think education has got to change. It's got to change. The first 8 years of your education should be reading, writing, and arithmetic. The last 4 years of your high school should be geared toward your occupation. And you don't need a 4-year degree to get into this business right here. Now, the more you know, the more you grow, and that's absolutely for sure. But we got to change high school. Because and one of the reasons why I think some of these kids are bored as hell, because they get more challenging on a game at home than they do in school. They just get challenged. The challenge is boring the hell out of them. Okay. And I truly believe that's why our schools go down, because we're boring the hell out of them. By the time I get to the 9th grade, you realize, do you guys realize that out of 12 years of school, you're actually off for 36 months? That's 3 times 12. What is that? 36 months. So out of 12 years of school, you actually only go for 9 years. Okay? Or 12 years, 36, 30. You go for 9 years. And that's if you don't repeat kindergarten. Some people need to repeat kindergarten. So that last 4 years of high school, and we need to totally revamp college in America. We totally revamp it. I get some woman got mad at me the other day. I told her that libraries are going to be obsolete soon. A library, you're going to be able to look in the book, on the internet someplace, and say, "Oh, that's what a library was." We don't need libraries anymore. We just don't need them. We can find anything we want to find out in a matter of seconds now. Why are we using a library? Everybody got a cell phone. Everybody's got one. So libraries are going to be extinct. The last 3 years of high school, the last 4 years of high school, starting at 9, 10, 11, 12, ought to be concentrated on something like this, the Cyber Academy. People learning high-skill, high-tech jobs. You don't need a 4-year degree. All we are doing is making people spend lots of money that they'll never get the benefit of. Okay, there are some disciplines that are absolutely useless. Can anybody name any? There are some disciplines that are absolutely useless. And we got people going to school for archaeology. Who cares? Who really cares what's down in the dirt? I mean, really, who? And it's all theoretical anyway. And like Tyson DeGrassi is supposedly one of the smartest guys on earth. But all of his findings are theoretical. Okay? Theoretical. He can't really prove any of it except a theory. So he's getting all this money, all this prestige for a theoretical premise. Okay? Something that you cannot prove. Like telling me how far the universe is. How big we don't have a clue of how big the universe is. We don't have a clue. We never will have a clue. Because if God made it, then we are never going to understand it. Okay? If we could fix some of the issues on earth that we know a little bit about, we'd be a whole lot better off doing that than we would worrying about archaeology. Okay? Nobody's going to pay you for archaeology for what you know is in the dirt unless you're in college getting a free check. Because that's all they pretty much do. Okay? All right? Oh, ain't that too bad? Well, now tell me there, tell me, what am I? What are these specific things that I'm supposed to do? I'm black. I don't see you representing black folks. And well, you don't know about a lot of crap I've done for people in the city of Montgomery, even in District 3. You don't have a clue of what I have done. You don't know jack. Okay. I just haven't spent 4 years or telling people all I've done. It's easy to do things with somebody else's money. Okay. If you got government money, I don't think if giving money out to people, which is it's one of the privileges that you have to do as a city councilman. But again, when you start giving your money out, then we can talk. Okay. Then you can talk. But other than that, you know, I mean, but you got to come up with more than that's hyperbole. I don't see you representing black folks in District 3. I don't see you representing them. Okay. Who? Wait a minute. Let me show you how they're being represented. Didn't I just show you all that dirt and trash that's up there? So who is representing them? Come on, son. Come let me hear you now. Who is representing them in District 3, my friend? Who is? Okay. That's right. I galvanized those people. I went to those. It's their personal money. That's right. And some of mine. Okay, it wasn't everybody else. It was some of mine. How many have you given away? I'm serious. How many computers have you given away? You damn sure ain't gave away 300. So, and not only that, I've helped people pay light bills. I've helped people pay gas bills. I've helped with money that we collected. I help a lot of people do lots of things. So you don't know, it's not my job to. Are you guys just? I don't need a damn degree. I don't need a degree. I mean, a degree is just a way to take. The only degrees I think are worth anything are scientific degrees. Okay, scientific degrees. I agree with them. Science. You can actually prove that. But sociology, if a sociology degree is worth anything, our society wouldn't be messed up as it is. Okay, they all use theoretical principles, not reality, but theory on principles. Okay, so come on now, John. Tell me, how many computers have you given out, John? How many people have you helped? How many light bills? How many times have you gone to people's houses at night when it was cold and didn't have a heater? I just need to know how many people who are hot in some of the old people houses. So how many fans have you taken to people's houses that you went to the store and bought yourself? How many people you done that to? How many times you left groceries at somebody's house who didn't have any? I just want to know. I just Well, I don't care. I don't care. Let me ask you something. Do you really believe I care about getting beat by anybody? I'm seriously. My days are filled with a lot of things, but it's certainly not filled with wearing. That's why it's called a race. So may the best man win. May the person who has a better ideas. If talking to people, if we are going to talk to people, if I can talk to people with a brain that use common sense, reason, and logic, yeah, I'll be all right. So I don't know what anybody else has been doing. But I've been doing my share. Okay, along with the people of Montgomery, because that's who. Because one man can't do it. I'm not a rich person, but I have done my share on 30 years and on 33 years on radio in this town to help poor folks out in every district in this city. So how many districts have you helped, my friend? Okay, and I got a record of it. I'm not just telling you. I can show you. It's not a big deal. But that's okay, John Nelson. I don't know why that you just don't like it, brother. I ain't did that to you, man. Not a thing. You don't like my philosophy of life. That's fine. Give me a better one. Give me a better philosophy, and I'll follow yours. Give me something that I haven't thought about. Okay, give me something. Don, we done. We're not gonna it ain't the Don show. So I'm just saying. So just give me something, something you've done. Just brag. Go ahead and brag about it. What have you done to help District 3? I didn't have to help District 3. Okay. I lived in District 3, and I was being supposedly represented by whoever from the time Larkin was in there to Marche. So I didn't have to do anything. I did not have to do anything for District 3. I had to survive in District 3 myself. Now that I'm older, I know a couple more things. I do a couple more things. So I don't. What have you done? As far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at all that trash up there, nobody's representing them. Nobody represented them. Nobody represented District 3. Not in the way I would. I mean, again, there are 14 people in this race. 14. And listen, on the 1st of September, we'll find out who the people chose. Hopefully there'll be a runoff or something. But we'll see who the people choose. So that's all. But I got a record of doing things for people in this city. So I just don't go around bragging about it. Because and to tell you the honest to goodness truth, I didn't do it by myself. I did it with the help of many, many, many people and the good Lord above. So I don't brag about it, but I just hate when people say, well, you don't represent the people in District 3. Hell, I am part of the people in District 3. I mean, you think I live in District 6? Come on, man. So anyway, y'all just jealous. Get some balls. Join the race. Get some balls. Join the race. Don't just sit behind a keyboard and talk and type smack. Get some balls. Join. If what you can do is so much better, and you know the answer to all the questions, come on, join. Well, it's too late to join the race now, but there's going to be another one next August. Okay, so next August they're going to have to, somebody's going to be running again. So join the race. Don't sit in the back because you have no validity. There's nothing valid that you said. When you get out there and put your hat in the ring, and then we can talk to you. Right now, you're like blowing smoke up a chimney of the butt of a bear. We'll never know. We will never know. But again, don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. That's all I say. And so I decided some time ago that I wasn't planning on doing it till next year. But it came. The opportunity came, so I said, "Well, all right." And not only that, this is practice for the real one. This is practice for the other one. Okay, so you learn a little bit. So, okay. Anyway, so much for that. Now I shouldn't let y'all upset me because y'all don't know anything about me. All you guys know is what people say. You don't know. I don't even use the word. you don't know nothing. The things I have done for people, not only in my district, but in every district in the city of Montgomery over the last 30 years, I've done something for somebody. Okay, so you get and let me tell you the one thing I really did good. I'll let you know. Good. I had nobody else had to raise my kids. Nobody in the village had to raise my kids. My kids have not done crimes. They've been decent kids in school. They're great kids now. They both own their own, doing their own thing. So if I didn't do nothing else, that's what I've done. You haven't seen one picture of my child in jail. You haven't heard one story of my boys getting out there robbing, stealing, killing, and a lot of people haven't. So I'm not unique in that. I got that, but I'm just saying I did what I was supposed to do. Okay, I did what I was supposed to do. So yeah, and your opinions, they're your opinions, and I don't really give a crap about your opinion, personally. To tell you the truth, I just don't care what you think, unless you're gonna help pay this light bill. I don't really care what you think. The people of District 3, will make their decision. They'll make their decision. So we will, we will have to see how that all works out. Win or lose, like Nelson Mandela said, you don't lose. You win or you learn. Either way, it's a good deal. Okay, so I just don't care about your opinion. I really don't. But I ain't mad at you. Don't get me wrong. I just don't care about your opinion because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So and that's good because I've said things that I don't know what the hell I'm talking about too. So we even. Okay. I don't need glory from. I don't need my friend. I don't need glory. I don't need glory. This ain't glory. This is more work than glory. Okay. I didn't ask for glory all those years. I have been helping people in District 3, District 5, District 6, District 7. I haven't asked for glory. I don't need glory. Okay. The only person who has to know what I've done is the good Lord, not you. You are not. What you want done?
Look like them Reeds are thin-skinned people. We call them out on their lies. Boy, they get all upset, don't they?
Listen,
I think what he's doing on that client he's talking about is working on getting him off on inadequate counsel. You know, what damn lawyer goes on the radio like this and starts talking about, well, he didn't even pull the trigger, but he was there when they were robbing or doing whatever they're doing. But all these Reeds seem to be so thin-skinned, like the brother, the rest of them, call them out on their crap, and they just get all angry. I feel so sorry for Joe Jr.
Okay, well he's heard you. Okay, he's heard you. 8:47 in the morning. You know, now I must admit to you, I have really, I've done. I had some good counseling since I started running for this job. You know, some good counseling, and one of the things I've been counseled on is just don't. And I've tried not to get angry at the stupid things that people say. But boy, it's hard sometimes. Yes.
Mr. Elkins.
This is he.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
When you went out there to Newtown and took pictures of that trash, did you pick up any trash while you were out there besides taking pictures?
I didn't have anything, a receptacle to put trash in. Wasn't my job.
But if you're running for councilman, you might well start.
It ain't my job. I ain't getting no money. It ain't my job to pick up other people's trash. The people who live in District 3 should have had that trash gone a long time ago. Ask them, have they picked up?
You live in District 3, don't you?
What?
Don't you live in District 3?
I do. I'm talking up there. I'm talking about in that community. That's a whole different community, isn't it? They call it a Newtown. The people in Newtown should have been raising hell about that a long time ago. Ain't my job.
You should be out there picking up that trash.
No, I shouldn't, brother. I pick up trash around my own house. I don't have time to pick up. I don't have time to pick up trash, trailers, trucks, and all kind of things. Bed spring. What the hell am I put that stuff in my car? I don't think.
Yes, and take it with you.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
So did you open up that trailer and see was a dead body in there? That's quite alarming.
Yeah, I didn't open it up, and I don't think I want to open it up to see it. I let the police come out there and open that up. The last thing I need to see is another dead body. I've seen some. I don't like them. And I'm just glad I want to make mine. But you can now. You know where it's at. Now you can listen. You could run on up there if you want to. I showed you where it was, so you can't even miss it.
What street is it?
It's off Ferguson.
Hold on now. Ain't that near Pastor Knight's church?
Not too far, but not too close either.
Well, he should be out there picking it up too.
Well, I think who should pick it up? The people who put it there.
It probably was him.
I don't think it was Knight doing it. But anyway, it's refrigerators, beds, cars, trailers, trucks, abandoned stuff out there. It should have been gone a long time ago. That didn't just happen last week.
Yeah, that trailer, that's Don's house. I think Don was up in there when we went to that picture. I think Don lived in there.
Don who? Oh, the Don
Curmudgeon.
Oh, Curmudgeon. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he wasn't at home when I was out there.
Well, he probably in there now. He keep calling.
Okay. All right then.
All right, man.
Appreciate it. And one of the things they talked about yesterday at the forum is what is some of the what is one, 2, and 3 of the things you want to do for District 3? Well, one of the things we want to do is make sure that people don't use, whether it's private land or public land, you don't use it as a trash receptacle for everybody else. Because sooner or later, people from District 2, people in District 3, because District 3 touches, I believe we touch 4, 7, 5, 1, and 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're surrounded by 5 districts in District 3. So sooner or later, I guess people will be coming to the District 3 and drop their stuff off up there on the hill. See, I guess that's what somebody's doing. But we are touched by 5 different. Let's see, 4, 7, 5, 1, and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, about 5 districts. So, but anyway, somebody got to go. But I'll talk to the people down at the sanitation place right now and see because that's gonna lend itself to some maybe some diseases or something. But I don't know. But anyway, moving right along. Let me see what else is going. What other nasty thing people saying? President, here, President. Okay, so much for that. I'll let y'all look at that. So anyway, before you tell me, before y'all tell me that I haven't done anything or I can't understand my my record, understand the things that I have done for people, and to tell you the honest to God truth, every time I've been on the radio, whichever station I have been on, I have used that position to help folks out in the community. Always have, always will. If I make it to the city council, I would do exactly the same thing. That position is to, like Joe Reed said, Joe Reed's dad, he told me, he said, government is to not take care of you, but they should make the infrastructure and the environment by which you live more productive so you can do better for yourself. Okay, so yeah, and I think that's what they were trying to do with DEI, but they did that wrong. They did that wrong. Having people to have calls to whether or not you're qualified to do your job. Well, that's what DEI did. DEI made people question whether or not you're capable of doing the job because of government programs. And that's what, so wrong way to implement it. I understand diversity, inclusion, and all the rest of that junk they say. But, we as Black folks, we got to stop waiting on somebody else's job. Can somebody create some jobs? I mean, I created 1 or 2 since I've been in Montgomery. I had people work for me. I mean, stop. I got people around here I'm going to get a master's degree. How come? So I can move up. So why not start your own job? Why not start your own counseling business? Why not do your own thing? Why go to school so you can get a job and work for the man? I'm just saying, we do it backwards. Yeah, where you going to educate? So I can go work for somebody. Okay, then. So I can get a higher paying salary, which is good. But that doesn't help anybody else. That helps you. Tim Tebow does a thing called. He said he explained the difference between being important and being significant. Everybody wants to be important because important is for you. But to be significant, it means you have affected the environment by which you live, the community by which you live in. So you want to be significant. Being important is nice. Everybody likes that. I like it too. But then after being on this journey, I see how unimportant I am. so it's humbling. It's humbling to try to get out here. And I don't think some of you guys can handle it. But again, Tebow says, be significant, not just important. And when you are significant, you help others. When you're important, that's about helping yourself. I ain't mad at you. You got to help yourself before you can help somebody else. But let's not get them twisted, okay? I've tried to be significant. If I die tomorrow, there's somebody in this city that can say he helped me. And I'm proud of that. I really am. I'm proud of that because we got people in this city who needed help, who went places and everywhere else, and we did. And I say we and the people who listen to me, we always reached out and helped those. As a matter of fact, I am a on the board of Hope Inspired Ministries, which I got to get them on here sometime this month. Hope Inspired Ministries is an organization that helps people who don't have working skills anymore, or they worked a long time, or they got depressed, their life went upside down. What we do is we give them a hand up, not a handout, but a hand up. And Hope Inspired Ministries, when I went over there, John Bowman said, it'll help you more than they'll help you more than you'll help him. Now, I didn't quite understand that until I went over there and talked to those people. And we got people from 60 years old down to 65 years old, down to 21, 22 years old, and everything in between, who for whatever reason lost their way. And Hope Inspired Ministries helps you. Look on the internet, you see Hope Inspired Ministries. If you got somebody that can't get a job, they've been trying forever, they just can't do it, they lack the skills, whatever the case may be, that's what that organization does, Hope Inspired Ministries. And it's called him. But if you look for it on the internet, you can find it. It's the website exactly that. And I've been part of that for a few years, trying to help folks out. And one of my callers, I ain't gonna tell you who it was. One of the callers, there was a man in Hope Inspired Ministries who couldn't get back. He had a job, but he couldn't get back forth to work. So somebody in our audience gave that young man a car, not a raggedy car, not a car that you couldn't drive any place, but a nice car. He gave it to him. All because we went out there and we asked. Okay. Now that young man was able to get to work, able to do his thing, and you don't know how good you make people feel when you give them some independence. So, again, I've used this platform, try to help people every day, some kind of way. Have I always gotten everything I've done in life right? No. Have I stepped on my crank more than I like to admit? Yes. Have I made some rotten, terrible decisions in life? Yes. Will I make some more? I hope a lot less. I hope a lot less. I've gotten older and wiser, but the one thing I always try to do, anybody who knows me, I always try to help somebody. Regardless, if I'm in a position to do it, I would do my best to try to help anybody. Okay, I'm just saying. And if I can, I'll try to get somebody else to who has to sort the resources and stuff. That's why when people keep asking you, what's your platform? We don't know what our all we have an idea in our head what we want to do. But when you get there, you can finally see what you can do and what you can't do. And one of the few things that a city councilman, that guy was wrong a little while ago, one of the few things that a city councilman can do, and that is initiate, according to the law, Act 618, can initiate a investigation to any department in the city. They can initiate that by themselves. Okay. So they do have a little power, sanitation, houses, codes and houses, whatever, tourism, whatever. They got certain committees and things of that nature that they assign each one of the councilmen to. So there are things you can do, but you can't pass any law. You can't start any programs unless you have the majority of the city council. But there are certain things you can do as an individual city councilman, but not that would affect everybody in the city, but it'll affect hopefully the people in your district because you're looking out for them. Okay, that's all I can tell you. But anyway, I guess my time is up now. So whatever the hell that guy's name is, Moran or whatever his name is, listen, I ain't trying to be important. I want to be significant. I want to be in a place where I can do something for somebody. They can't do it for themselves. Don't forget tomorrow. That's right, tomorrow. Please. I did tomorrow. What if school. I think school starts on Monday. Now you letting these people get to you, Joe?
Nobody gets to me. I'm going to work. Don can't keep up. He's got to watch The Price is Right in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna let him just make sure he's watching Wheel of Fortune. That's
Okay.
what he'll be doing. I'll be doing what I normally do.
Well,
He just has to be educated. It's always interesting to watch people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. Talk about things.
I got to watch Hollywood Squares.
Well, help Don play tic-tac-toe. Help Don. That'll maybe he can win.
Yeah.
Do him a favor and try that, and he'll be okay. I can give people what they give back.
Yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. Hopefully the good Lord says the same. We'll be back tomorrow. It is 9:02, and I did not give the lessons of life today? I didn't. Well, let me do that right now. Because I put this on the Facebook page every night. So hopefully we can learn some things. Okay. So the lesson of life is this. So I'll leave you with this. Okay. I shall leave you with this right here. Because this is my send off every day. Okay. Lesson of life today for today. And today is the third day. Man, it's time to pay bills again already. My Lord, where did that come from? But anyway, we'll start doing that in a minute here. But let me give you the lessons of life, and pay attention to these lessons of life now, because they really are important. If you guys want to move forward, you will find that they are important. Okay. And today's lesson in life is this. Let me go here. Well, it's success is not a destination. It is a continuous journey. And if you don't believe me, ask many who thought they had made it and they thought they were there just to find out that they had to start all over again. So don't ever think you ever get there. You don't. You are just there and temporarily. You're just there temporarily. Okay. And the word of the day is astute, having a showing an ability to notice and understand things clearly. In other words, being mentally sharp and clever. And that word, I think I'm gonna leave you out with that word, because that word defines me perfectly. I am very astute. Yeah, I like that. That's good stuff right there. Yeah, let me say that one more time. Astute, having or showing an ability to notice and understand things clearly. In other words, being mentally sharp and clever. My Lord, that word was meant for me. Okay, I want to thank whoever came up with that word. That we appreciate that, and that's what it was for. It was for Elk Dog. Okay, so I'm just saying. Okay, so y'all have a good day, and remember this: it is not. You do not get strength from falling down. You get strength from getting up each and every time you do. So the word of the day, the lesson of the day, the big lesson of the day is keep getting up. Don't ever get down and stay down. And remember, it is the mountains in our lives that give us the strength to climb. Keep climbing. You'll be okay. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. You never know.
Thank you, Lord, for every breath I take, for the love that heals, and the joy you make in the tapestry of life. I see your grace every moment filled with your warm embrace. Through valleys deep and mountains high, your faith a beacon in the sky. Every
every trial with lessons wrapped tight in